Hey everyone, welcome to the studio. I'm Jessica Putnam-Phillips and we have got an exciting kiln opening. It's December 1st. We are expecting a few feet of snow later today, so I think that's rather appropriate considering the time of year and with the holidays coming. So this kiln opening is going to be really fun. I did a lot of glaze combinations using Amoco brush-on glazes. I also have quite a few combinations using clayscapes, pottery glazes, and then I think I got a couple Mako in there. And for all of you who've been asking me about having a sale of my work, there will be a holiday sale. Some of the pieces in here, the mugs you see in here and the cups in here, will be in that sale. I will have another kiln opening before that sale happens. I believe it's December 12th is the day of the sale. So what is this all about? Well, if you've never watched one of my kiln openings, they're fun, but they're also very educational and informative. The reason that I do this is to share with you glaze combinations that I use and I'm trying out. Now, if it's a test piece and I've never done it before, I don't know how it's going to be. I don't know how it's going to turn out. So we're trying it out together, and that way I can show you, and the results might be spectacular, the results might be terrible, or they just might need more work, which really, there's not, honestly, unless it runs and melts to the shelf, it's not a failure. And even then, that's just glaze application or overfiring potentially. And so we can talk about those problems. And I do this so if you want to ask me questions about glazes or anything that you have going on, you can do that. I also film these live so that if you want to participate and ask questions live while I'm unloading it, you can. And those are always posted on the Clay Share Facebook page. And you can check those out. Now, if you're not following me on the Clay Share Facebook page, check that out. And also I'm on Instagram. It's just Clay Share on Facebook, Clay_Share on Instagram, and that's me. It's my company. It's where all my classes are, so you can check that out. Now, a few people who watch these have commented saying, I don't want you talking so much, I just want to see the pots. Okay, then you don't have to watch the video. This is an educational and informative video. I am telling you what I did so that you can try it yourself. So if you see a mug like this and you're like, wow, that's a gorgeous glaze, or how did you make that? Well, this is a hand-built mug using a sweater texture pattern from Marvelous Molds and the buttons as well. And I pulled the handle. The glazes on it are my two studio glazes that I make. This gray is called Cobblestone, and then on top, this is my Spearmint, and the clay I used is Laguna B-Mix 5 with no grog. And that's why I talk so much, because I want to share this information with you. So if all you want is to see pretty pictures and not have any talking, well, you could mute it. But if you actually want to learn about pottery and have fun, and then you'll be able to take away a lot of information and you'll be like, wow, I didn't know that. So come along with me, let's get started, because we've got a lot of pots to get through and I don't want to chat about things that are not pottery. So, all right, let's unload this kiln. Hey everybody! Well, I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving, because I sure did and had some downtime, but now we've got a kiln opening to get to. We have got a bunch of pots. I've got my notes. I did a lot of glaze testing. So I spent my Black Friday not shopping and dealing with craziness. I spent 14 hours straight glazing. So that's what I did on Black Friday. I glazed all day, 14 hours straight. I may have taken a 5-minute break here and there, but that's it. So hey everybody. I'm glad you are here. So what do I have in front of me? So these are the things. So someone says, Max wants to know, am I expecting this horrible snowstorm? Yes, we will get this. It's not horrible for us in Vermont. It's normal. We're going to be getting 2 to 3 feet starting at about 2 o'clock today going into Tuesday, but it's fine. We get a lot of snow. We get over 15 feet of snow here in Vermont. So it's very welcome. We have a huge ski industry and tourism industry for skiing and snowboarding, so we want this snow. But I know those of you who aren't used to snow, this is terrible for you and hard, and I understand, but for us it's not a big deal. It's just another day in Vermont. So, all right, let's do this. So I'm gonna put my mug of, I'm actually drinking a cup of Pukka, P-U-K-K-A, turmeric active tea, a great warming tea if you're looking for something that's non-caffeinated and herbal. That's what you want. All right, let's get to it. So what do we have here? Well, happy morning to everyone. I know it's noon, so but I'll still go with that. So this is my glaze book. This is where I keep my glaze tests in here. And so you have probably seen my class on making test tiles. And I talk in that about keeping a good journal or a good notebook. So glaze firing, the date that I fired it, and then I describe items. So I made a bowl for one of my daughters and I say what I glazed it. I made a bowl for my other daughter, my older, I have 2 daughters. So I made a bowl for her and I wrote what I glazed her bowl. And then everything else, you know, I made a short planter and I glazed it with blah, blah, blah. And I can't tell you right now because we're gonna look at everything and I'll walk through it. But this is how I keep track of everything. And then, oh, Arlita is in Florida and she has her windows open. Yeah, I love it. It was 17 degrees this morning. 17, 1-7, yes. Just in case you want to feel bad for me. I don't want you to feel bad. So after we go through the kiln, what I do later is I sit down with my journal and I will write notes next to the glaze combos. This worked great. Too thick, too thin, try again, don't like, whatever. So this is not also on ClayShare TV right now. This is only a live broadcast. So those of you who are watching this live right now, it's only live on the ClayShare Facebook page. That is it. It will be put up on ClayShare later and also on my YouTube channel and on Vimeo. So we'll be putting it up at those 3 locations, but it's not now. It's only live on Facebook. That's it. I can't do the technology that on Sundays to make that happen. I just can't do it. Sorry, this is the best I can do. All right, so this is the notebook. We will go through this together. Maybe we'll talk about it. But when I'm pulling something out, I'll be able to reference this and say, oh, what did I do? Because I don't remember. I remembered that day. So when you're glazing, you're like, I won't forget this glaze combo. You're going to forget. You're going to forget it. So you have to write it down somewhere. You have to. So, all right, other things I have. Oh, okay. Do you need some resource materials? If so, you want to get a hold of some of these Amoco items. This is their field guide, 2019 field guide. And then I got this a few years ago at the NCCA conference, but Amoco often has it. But there are little sheets inside this folder that will have a base glaze. This one is for their, what one is this? This is their Aqua Celadon, and it shows all kinds of combos with those Aqua Celadons on top. And I might have done some Aqua Celadon. I might have. So you're using an app called Pottery Notes. Right, that's a really good one. You can take your photo, you can put your notes up with it for what you did for glazing. That is a great thing. I don't do that as of yet. I really like the notebook, but I've thought about Pottery Notes, so we'll see. Hat. Could use my hat because y'all are cold. I know. This hat is very warm. Because it's very cold. Let's open the kiln. Let's do it. No more waiting. Let's just do it. Oh, there's the pots. So we're going to set this to the side and we'll grab it as we need it. All right. So I ran my kiln on Friday. I started at about 7 p.m. It ran a medium speed cone 5 firing with a 10-minute hold. Now, because my kiln runs hot, I have a 40-degree negative cone offset. Now this is a lot of technical jargon you might not care about, that's fine, but if you're running your kiln and you're finding you're having any issues with firing in it, what I suggest you do is check out my class on programming a cone offset or firing an electric kiln. All right, so Frank wants to know what temperature is the kiln at now, or what's the temp? Right, so the kiln's a little hot. This kiln is 3-inch brick, very well insulated. It is currently 148. Yeah, that's a little hot. I don't really like to unload it at 148, but that's what the kiln is at, so we have to unload it. I mean, we don't have to. We could just sit here for a couple hours and wait for it to cool down. No, we're gonna unload it. We got our cone pack right here. Always check your cone packs. This is my top cone pack. Now, when you make a cone pack, you're gonna have 3 cones, right? You have your target cone, and then you have your guide cone and your guard cone. And your target cone should be the temperature you want to get to. So I wanted cone 5. This is the cone 5 cone. I would definitely say it's cone 5. I would not at all be worried. I'm pretty sure we got to cone 5. No problems there. Cone 4 is certainly melted, and cone 6 is just slightly bending. So we will compare this to the cone pack on the bottom and see if it's even. If it's not even, there's some things we need to do to make adjustments, but if, for me, my kiln has been firing very even lately. Well, I should say very even since I got it, because this is a new kiln. Oh, we're gonna jump right into some tests, I see. All right, let's just start with this. Right here is a bowl that I glazed on my live F5 broadcast a couple weeks ago when I did a glazing with Clayscape's pottery demo. And this is Clayscape's Sunset Park. It's one of their Brooklyn line with their cream on top. And oh goodness, how yummy this is. The cream on top melts. It's like this fluffy cloud of a glaze. It's so nice. I love it. So this turned out great. This is again on Laguna B-Mix, and perfect glaze, melted perfectly, no pinholing, no crazing, no crackling, no problems. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Very, very happy. Look how pretty and sun. Imagine having your morning oatmeal or cereal in this. What a happy day. Or ice cream. Yeah. So there's a great little bowl. Let's do this other bowl. So this was a glaze test, and oh goodness, this is yummy. This is really, really yummy. I have to look at my notebook though, because where did I put it? It's over here. All right, have to look at the notebook because here's the thing. Here's the thing. When I was glazing this, I was thinking, I won't forget. I know what I'm doing. I know. Well, welcome to Tammy Hayes, just joined Clayshare. Welcome. I'm glad you did. You will not regret it. You will love it. So this right here, I don't have any idea. I have no idea what glazes I used. Look at that on the inside. I did that on purpose. Look at all those yummy, melty. You cannot have this. Kevin's already calling mine on the bowl. You can't have bowl. It's not for you. So a big bowl is too small for ice cream and it's too big. I think it's just right for whatever you want to put in it. So let's look at my notes because I don't remember what I did. And it's so funny because when you are glazing, you think you remember. You think you do, but you won't. Ooh. I press leaves in my glaze notebook so that I can use them later. So that little one has been hanging out here for a while. Okay, so this small bowl, this is a small tea bowl right here. And the glaze is Amoco. I used 3 coats of ironstone, 3 coats of ironstone, right, on the entire bowl, outside, inside. Then I put 3 coats of toasted sage on the rim. So what you're seeing here is 3 coats of ironstone with 3 coats of toasted sage. Oh wow, this is gonna get a couple really good detail shots, and I'll put them up because this goes here. It's so good. It's going there, so we can all look at it in the back and say, oh, you can't hardly see it, but you know. Okay, so the next thing that I have in here is also some test glazes, but this is for a class. I'm going to be filming this next week on Clayshare. It looks chromed. It does, doesn't it? So this is a planter, and this was a test glaze, and I took a chance. I took a chance on glazing it with this test glaze combo. I didn't know if I would like it. The verdict is still out. It's pretty cool. It's got some interesting things going on, and I will be teaching you how to make this planter or centerpiece, whatever you want to call it. So the glazes on this, let me grab my book. So on the planter, it is Amoco's Mokou, 3 coats, and then it is 3 coats of Arctic Blue on top of the Mokou. And the Arctic Blue opalizes over the Mokou because the Mokou is an iron-based glaze. And iron-based glazes, when you put glazes with, like the Arctic Blue or my Chun, they opalize. So that's what we have here. So this is going to be a class I will be filming this week. And maybe you could make it in time for your holiday centerpiece. Woohoo, right? Okay, kiln shelves are a little hot. Pots aren't too hot. You like it. Good for, oh, it would be a great herb planter, wouldn't it? It's a really dark piece. I usually do light, bright colors. I decided to go with a dark one because, you know, I wanted to mix it up. So Jane asks, Jane's asking, do I brush on my glaze or do I dip? I do both. So the Amoco glazes that I use currently, I only have in the brush-on formula. So those I'm showing you that are Amoco are brushed on. But the Clayscapes glazes that I have are dip and pour, although they do have some brush glazes coming out. So when I take out my kiln shelves, the pots aren't so hot, but the shelves will surprise you sometimes and be much hotter than you expect. So I always like to protect my hands, and oh my goodness, can you see this? Can you see this? I should have done that. No, we'll talk about that in a second. So I'm a little sidetracked by the amazingness happening in the kiln right now. Oh my goodness, I did not know how those were going to turn out. These are all tests. All right, so anyhow, protect your hands if you're unloading a kiln. It's a little warm. The shelves stay warmer because they retain heat. So just keep that in mind. All right, do I brush on thick? Charlotte, I brush them on straight out of the bottles, and I brush on a good solid coat, you could say. And if you want to do layering, I do usually 3 coats of the base color, whatever glaze that is, and then 3 coats of the top. And when I do my top, I actually have a class on Clayshare. It's tv.clayshare.com. I have a class on layering Amaco glazes, which I show you how to brush on Amaco glazes, and I show you how to do it in a way to get some really cool effects and good results. So if you haven't watched that class, you should check that out. I know, it's December already. All right, you can't see this awesomeness. We're gonna do the baskets first. So I have a plain black glossy basket, and I know it's not super fancy yet, but I'm going to be applying mother of pearl luster to the entire surface. So this gorgeous, gorgeous glossy black is going to have this iridescent finish, and it is going to be so good. So good. So what is this glaze? The glaze, it's not a glaze actually. This is Speedball Black underglaze on the whole thing, 2 coats. And then on top is my clear 2167. Just look how nice that is. So shiny. And there's my name carved on the bottom. So this right here will get that gorgeous luster. I know, Lori, with some mother of pearl on the whole thing. And I might put some decals, some gold decals on it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, I'm gonna put it back here because I want to leave that out. And then this was another test. So I have another basket. This turned out so good. These baskets are wheel thrown, if you're wondering, and I of course have a class on it. Although I am working on a class showing how to hand build a basket, but it'll be a woven basket, so it'll be a little different. And so I do apply mother of pearl in my luster class, and you just swirl it on, and you just swirly, swirly, swirly. So this right here, these are underglaze decals. This particular brand is Sandbow Studios or China Clay Art. They're the company that makes mine. This is their blue pattern. I've got the birds and vines, and then I also put in this floral pattern. They're not my decals because I made this before I had my decals. So the birds and vines is this side, and then this is a floral. I am not sure what the pattern is called, but the glaze is what we should talk about. So the outside was dipped in my clear 2167, which is zinc free. And why? So Terry wants to know why I used on the other basket. So I'll get to that after. We'll talk about the other basket. So on the inside, let's just finish with this basket, is Amoco Deep Sea with, on top, Amoco, hold on, I gotta look, because this is, I can't remember the baskets. And this is, storm with, oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. See, I'm wrong. I took notes. I thought it was something else. Here it is. This is Amoco Storm. This is Amoco Storm brushed on 3 coats, just on the handle, inside and out, the inside of the bowl and the rim. And then on top of that is Arctic Blue. See, I thought it was something else, but it's not. And I went really thick in places so it would have these luscious drippies. Oh my gosh, and right here where the handle meets the basket. So these, I know these decals are amazing. They are addicting. So that's what's on this. We're gonna put it back here. Now, let's talk about why I used black underglaze instead of using the glaze. You could use a black glaze instead. So this was black underglaze with my clear 2167, which is a glaze I make in my studio. The recipe is on clayshare.com. You can make it yourself. It's zinc free. Very important when you're using underglaze decals and you're using underglazes that you have a zinc free glaze, because the zinc can tend to eat away at your underglaze. It can cause the glaze to pull away, the underglaze to pull away, and it can also cause it to melt in flux. So why is this one all black in underglaze instead of just glaze? Time. And I mean that I put black all on it when it was leather hard. I had planned to carve the entire surface, and guess what happened? I got too busy in the studio. It dried. I couldn't carve it. So I went with the black. So I don't know. If you have black underglaze, you can black underglaze with clear on top. If you have black glaze, you could black glaze too. Will it work the same with mother of pearl luster on top of the surface? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And you know, I could do a mother of pearl demo on a Live at 5. There's no reason we can't do that. We can totally make that happen. All right, more tests. More tests. No cloud, no. My 2167 clear is crystally clear. It does not have any cloudiness. I've been using it for years and years. If you put any glaze on really thick, it could go cloudy. So that's just something to keep in mind. So this sweet little mug, this was a test using Amoco Aqua. See, I remember this one. This is Amoco Aqua, 3 coats, and then on top is Arctic Blue. So it's kind of a bluey, wintry, chilly day mug, and I thought it would be really nice having cocoa in it or something. And so I got a little heavy-handed with the Arctic Blue over here as the second coat, because I wanted to kind of encase the handle with it. So that was a really fun one to do. This one turned out really nice. Happy with that. Another hand-built sweater mug is what that one is. All right, now we have yummy stuff. Everything's yummy, but this is really yummy. All right, this is just a simple mug topper, sweater mug pattern. That's all. Please demo the luster. Well, I can do it. I should wear a respirator and run a fan for ventilation. So the reason I don't usually do demos showing how to apply the luster, unless it's a class I'm filming, is you really should wear a respirator and run a fan, a very good ventilation system, and that's hard to talk through. So when I do demo it, I don't wear those things, which means it's not really great for my health. I should not expose myself to it, but there's not really a great way to do it unless I just film it and then put subtitles up, right? Which that's a possibility as well. Okay. Oh my goodness, so this was a test. This is my Southwest mug, my Southwest rolling pin design. And on it is Aqua, 3 coats of the Aqua. And then on top of the Aqua, and this was a complete, let's see, this right here, Art Deco Green. That's Art Deco Green on top. I like it better than the Arctic Blue with the Aqua. I love it. So you can use my Chun Blue with Mother of Pearl luster. Yes, yeah. I don't have any mugs with it. I have a carved mug with it right now on the rim. So Art Deco Green on top of Aqua. So nice. So nice. And then I decided, because you can't have a mug without a mug topper to match it, so I made a little set so you get the whole thing. So that's like a nice little gift, or you can use it as a coaster. Either way. And then I wanted to use that glaze a lot because I thought it could look cool. It's 3 coats of Amoco Aqua and then 3 coats of Art Deco Green. Oh, you wait. It gets better. This right here. This platter is Aqua 3 coats, Art Deco Green on the rim, and you can see, I don't know how well you can see on the back, the way that it ran a little bit, and it has little microcrystalline structure on it. So that's pretty awesome. So Lori's late because she's getting her new extruder hung. Well, that's certainly a good reason to be late. So the aqua with the Art Deco green, who knew? Who knew? So Charlie says her mug toppers warp sometimes, dried slowly between boards. So all that is probably memory. If you peeled it up, if it was stuck at all to your board when it was very wet, sometimes the peeling up process can actually leave a little memory. So I would suggest, this is what I do when I make them. So what I do is after I have, now pretend this mug topper is just been made. This isn't a finished one. And we've just attached this circle to the bottom and we're gonna let it dry. What I do is I'll pick the whole thing up and then I'll drop it. I'll drop it on my workboard like that and let it stay. And that motion of dropping it, and then I put my board on top. And what that does is the dropping puts force into the clay. It moves the particles just enough so it flattens them out, and it helps keep them nice and flat so they don't warp. So I do that. Now sometimes I forget to do that, and if I forget, then I do tend to get that little bit of warping happen. All right, more shells. Can we touch? Yes. They're still really warm, but they're not as bad as that first one. Woo woo! Oh, so I don't do custom orders because I get so many requests for them, and there's no way I could pick who I'm going to do it for. There's just no way. I don't have enough time to make the pieces I get requested to make. There's just not enough hours in my day. And how would I say yes to one and no to someone else? That's not fair, right? Except I had a friend of mine call me up that I made a present for her brother a few years ago, and she asked me to make another one, and I did it. So but that was it. That was the only time. And that I did it only because, and the reason I did it is I already made the piece. I had it sitting in the studio. It's a wall vase bookend. I'll show it to you. So it's a bookend vase. So I said yes. It wasn't that big of a deal. That's the only way people get custom orders, is if I actually have the piece done in the studio and I just gotta glaze it the color you want. What brand gloves? These are garden line gloves that I got from Aldi. You know, Aldi, the grocery store. In the springtime, they have these. So I pick them up every spring because they're great for working in the studio, and they're very inexpensive. So if you break them, you don't care. So this is the piece she wanted. So this was my wheel throwing class on throwing a wall vase. We throw our vase, we cut it in half, we put our slab on it. But instead of making it for hanging, I made it a little bookend. So Kathleen is watching while live in the car on the way to Arkansas cabin. We're pottery studio. Woohoo! So you're on your way to the studio. Lucky you. So this, and I told her I don't have the same glazes anymore. This is my spearmint and my lake blue on top. But isn't that a nice little bookend? I think so. So that's and it's only because I had one already made. If I didn't have it made, it wouldn't have happened. So here is a cup with underglaze transfers. I showed how to cut the underglaze transfers up into strips, and I applied them to it. Now this entire piece, and it has a very thin layer of my chun blue on the inside. This is what chun does when it's really thin. It's more like the Amoco's Aqua Celadon. Now I'm going to mother of pearl the entire surface of this. So it's going to change. It's going to get all super pearlied up. So that's going to happen for that. Let's see. I've got a few more underglaze decal cups. These are all the bird and the vine. Birds and vines in red and in green. And I will be putting these in the cup sale, but they're going to have mother of pearl first. So there's going to be, oh gosh, there's going to be a luster firing, oh goodness, next week before the sale. So I might have a kiln opening for that too. And here we go. Cute, cute, cute little birds. Again, these are all Sandbow Studio underglaze decals. And what else do we have? Oh, we got a mug. Bird and vine mug. Nice, this is a big one. So Charlotte wants to know, is the mother of pearl dishwasher and microwave safe? So it's a luster. It does contain some metallics. I have put it in my microwave without any problems, but here's the thing. It's a micro thin layer of luster. I've got to grab something with luster so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. Here's a mug lustered. See the difference in the surface? See how shiny this is? Mother of pearl luster creates an iridescent surface to whatever you put it on, but you apply it after it's been glaze fired, and it works best on glossy glazed pieces. And so you apply it on kind of in a swirly motion, just little circles. You don't want too much or it goes cloudy. And because it's such a fine layer, and you don't want to put it in the microwave and you don't want to put it in the dishwasher if you can help it, because here's the thing, the dishwasher liquid, the detergent, is really harsh. It could etch it off and dull your surface. If you put it in the microwave could dull it with the heat over time. It's just not recommended. Is it food safe? Yeah, I mean, you could eat off of it, but I wouldn't put it on a surface that has food, because it would eventually possibly get worn. So anyhow, I love mother of pearl luster. I just don't put it in the dishwasher. It's really easy to hand wash a mug. It's really easy. I promise. It's super easy. It's really, really easy. And here's a cup that I did. So someone asked me the difference with Amoco and my chun. This is my chun on Amoco. It didn't do it. We don't really want to talk about that. I might reglaze it, but nah, I don't know. Okay. Ooh, I don't know what this is. This is Aqua Celadon, right? 3 coats on this tray, but what's on the rim? I have to look. Thank goodness I have my notebook. Let's check it. So, what did I do this tray? This little tray was aqua and Arctic blue. Arctic and aqua blue. So, I'm sorry, aqua and Arctic blue. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. I did a lot of combos, I gotta tell you. The mother of pearl luster, Duncan makes it, and there's a couple other companies, but I usually use Duncan mother of pearl luster. But oh my gosh, so much loving this combination. The aqua was the highlight of my kiln firing this time. Oh, yes. So I've got more yummies right here. Amber Celadon made with GR pottery forms. So that's how I made the shape, the hexagon shape. The glaze is Amber Celadon from Clayscapes Pottery with cream on the rim. What kind of tissues do I use, and what's the glue? No tissues, no glue. There's no glue. If you mean underglaze transfers, they're underglaze decals on rice paper, which is like a tissue paper, and there's no glue, just water. You just use water to apply them. Unless you're applying it to a recently thrown piece, you can just use your rib and smooth it out. So you don't need a glue. So these shelves here are a bit warm. I know, you wait, there's more. There's more coming, hold on. We gotta get in. We gotta get it. Okay. Move you to the side. More glaze tests. Oh, that came out so good. You're gonna like that. Ah, that came out good too. All right. Whew. Never know. So when I unload, you notice I take my shelves out. Then I carefully remove my posts and put them away. And then I take the pottery out. You could leave the shelves in and take the pottery out first. The posts, I mean, not shelves, because you can't leave shelves in, you'd never get your pottery out. But I just like to get the posts out of the way, because I don't want to bump them, right? The amber is so nice. The Amber Celadon. B-Mix can go in the microwave, of course. B-Mix is perfectly safe for microwave. It's a great clay. Okay. Oh, what should we start with? Oh, well, we'll just start here. Woo! It's actually a little warm. The amber is so beautiful. How many coats? Peggy, it's dipped. So the amber, I dip it. I don't brush it on. I would just go with what Clayscapes recommend. So this is one dip of the amber. Oh my gosh, this is so yummy. I don't even think I can express how gorgeous this turned out. I am sort of speechless. Wow. I want to keep this one. So that's very quick dip, you know, a few seconds in the amber, and then turned it over and dipped it in the cream. And I did show how to glaze this on the live broadcast a couple weeks ago. And I made a mug topper to match it. So if they made the decals bigger, yeah, I know but they do make the large size, right? The underglaze decal, so good, so good, so good. Wait, the best part of any mug, I'm gonna tell you, is always to me where the handle drippies happen. Like, I just love how it, oh, that's nice on the top. So, and then I've got a mug topper. Oh, look at that. Have a little set. Cute, cute, cute. Root beer float. Yes, yes, yes. So wait, we're gonna put this back here. And then there's a plate that matches, right? The entire set. So if you need gifts to make for people, do breakfast sets. Go ahead and make plates, mug toppers, and mugs. And this is one dip, a third of the way down of cream on the mug. And then after that, I turned it over and I just barely dipped the rim. But if you go too thick with your cream glaze, it might peel off. So keep that in mind. Oh, wanted to see how this turned out? It turned out good. Very happy. So this right here is the black mushrooms. I posted this video this morning on ounces. I have no idea, Richard, but it will not be big enough. Richard always asks me how many ounces that will hold. It will probably hold 12 to 14, not nearly as big as you want. This right here is my mushroom decals in black, clear glaze on the outside to here, my chun blue here, and a light coat of chun on the inside. So if you're getting it light, if you're putting it on light, you're getting this sort of aqua. If you go thick, you get more of a robin's egg blue finish. So that's the difference. And actually, I can show you that difference here. Chun blue applied thickly, chun blue applied thinly. Let's get a clear one. Wait. Let's do it on this. This really shows it. Here we go. Chun blue applied thickly, chun blue applied thinly. You see here, it's more like aqua. Here, it's a deeper, brighter blue. It just depends how thick it is. So if you're getting this and you want this, your glaze needs to be thicker. How do you make your glaze thicker? You could leave the lid off. Leave the lid off for a few days and some water will evaporate. You can skim a little water off. So that will help. I know, again with the mushrooms. What else do we have? Oh yes, this is good. So this is that other one that I did. This is a Christmas mug. This is 3 coats of Storm on the whole thing. That's a Celadon by Amoco. 3 coats, oh goodness. So yummy right there. 3 coats of that. And then 3 coats on top of the Arctic Blue. Arctic Blue on Storm? I'm gonna have to make a giant like gold star next to that because Arctic Blue on Storm, so nice. What is the navy on the rim of the mushroom cup? Donna, it's not navy. Let's grab it and I'll show you. It's this. This right here is what she's asking about, this navy. This is actually black underglaze, but when you put my chun blue on it, it slightly opalizes. Now, if you go thick with my chun, it goes like crazy opal bright blue. This one is a lighter application, so it does have a little, when we move it around, you see a little slight opalescence, but it definitely comes off as more of a navy. but, and you'll notice the bottom is just the black. I need to sand my bottoms because they're messy. But once I sand it, it'll be good. So remember that storm and Arctic blue. So nice. Just a nice little spearmint with that lake blue on top and the lake blue on the inside. That's a great blue. It's kind of like, oh, that's nice. I don't know if you can see the waterfall effect happening in there. That's where the glazes look like a waterfall coming down. That is nice too. We're gonna put that over here. We're gonna put that one back there. I like that a lot. Okay, what else do we have? More tests. Let's do the rest of the storm with the Arctic blue. I did a set. I did a little plate that has storm with Arctic blue to match that mug. And then this right here is just a cute little dish, like, you know, a little spoon rest or votive holder, and then a little square dish. So you can see that storm Celadon is really nice and deep and good even coverage too. I'm really happy with that. And with the Arctic, it's just very subtle. Cute, right? Yes, please take notes because I take notes so I can remember. You should take notes too. This was a crazy experiment and I didn't know if it would work, but I'm very pleased to say it works. It works. I bet you don't know what this is. I bet you can't guess what glaze this is. And I made a mug topper, but I don't believe this mug topper fits this mug. Oh, I'm wrong. It fits. Sometimes I have mug toppers that live by themselves that don't actually have a mate, but this one has a mate. Is that clear on top? No, that was storm. And then, or are we talking about my cup? The mushroom cup is my chun blue on top of the black. So this right here are Amaco glazes, and I'm going to tell you on the Southwest mug, it is matcha gloss. That is matcha. Here, I'll give you a close-up. Matcha gloss. That's that gorgeous green. It's a chino, right? It's one of the Amaco chinos. It's beautiful. And then on top, I put, let's see what I put on top of that one. Textured amber. Textured amber on the top, the rim, coming down the handle. Woodland camo, right? I know. This is like, if you have anybody in your life that loves camo, loves like a woodland feel. Now this is on my, I use my Southwest design rolling pin to put the texture into this, but you could do something different, although I think it works really, really well with the Southwest. It looks like coyote green chino. See, I don't have coyote glazes. I only have Amoco, so I wouldn't know. But it's not that I wouldn't use coyote. I just don't have any. So I'm very, very happy with this set. Wonder who's gonna get this. I have to make a bunch more mugs. I really need to spend some time making some mugs. A little Nomi. The idea of it. So Kathleen, I have a class on tv.clayshare on making mug toppers. I also have right here on YouTube a free tutorial. You can go to YouTube and watch Jessica Putnam-Phillips make mug toppers. So a little Nomi ornament. Gotta have a Nomi. We'll put him over there. And then I think there's just two more things. This was a complete test and it was a gamble right here. A big gamble. Sharon, I can't remember what size cutters for the mug toppers. You'll have to check the class. Sorry, hon. I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't know if I used a 5 and a 4 or 4.5 and a 3. And it depends how big you want to make them, right? So if you just check the class, if you look at the class page on the materials list, it tells you right there. So it's easy peasy. It's simple. So this was a test using my chun blue on the inside. Outside is Amoco. This, I believe, is, let's find it. This was the sweater mug with, maybe I don't know, there it is. This has Weeping Plum and Arctic Blue. Donna, 3 coats of Chino. 3 coats of the, wait, 3. 3 coats of the Chino and then 3 coats of the amber, right? Because that was the textured amber on top. Yeah, 3 coats of it. So that's what that is. So this is Arctic Blue on Weeping Plum. 4.5 and 3. Thank you, Donna. Thank you. So it's 4.5 inch and 3.5 for the cookie cutters. I honestly, with over 250 classes I've filmed, with thousands of hours of instruction, I cannot remember every detail from every class anymore. I can't. I have to write it down and go back and reference. If I could upgrade my brain so that I could remember, I would do that. So this one turned out really good. And again, 3 coats of the Weeping Plum, 3 coats of the Arctic Blue, and I blobbed a little bit on the buttons because I thought, why not? And then I pulled it down the handle. So if you're like a pinky blue person, this is kind of more of a lavender actually, then this would be perfect for you. Perfect, perfect, perfect. One last thing on this shelf. So this is the bowl I made for my eldest daughter, right here, using my Moroccan Tile pattern and the GR Pottery forms, the Hexagon forms. I stacked 2 of them up and made this. And the glaze on this is Lavender Mist from Mako. Beautiful, right? And then the other glaze on top, it's just their dark flux on the rim. 3 coats, oh my gosh, look at that. Look how yummy that is. 3 coats of the lavender mist on the entire thing, and you still see the texture. And then 3 coats of the dark flux. And these are both Mako glazes, so there is a little Mako in there. I do, Mariel, have a class on how to make the bookends. It's called Throwing a Wall Vase, but there's a bookend option in that class. And I should actually change the title to Throwing a Wall Vase or Bookend, right? We should do that. But yes, that's a class. And so you can check it out now. Yeah, the lavender is so nice. Love it. Love, love, love. And I love this, wait, I gotta come back with this. This bowl is my favorite kind of bowl right now. My absolute favorite. I'm loving them. I make a lot of vegetarian food and a lot of curries. This is so good for curry. Oh my gosh. Spaghetti and meatballs. You could put stew in there, whatever you want. We're getting down to the end. I think we've got one more shelf. Oh, kiln openings take a while. There's a lot of pots in here we have to go through. Okay. All right. So first, before we get to look at the goodies, we have to do work. So you're a purple and pink girl, Peggy. So that's right up your alley, right? That sweater mug. Here is the bottom cone pack I just took out. Here's the top one. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm looking at this, they look straight even. They look complete. Look at that. Look at that. They are almost mirror images of each other. They're almost duplicates. So my kiln is firing a nice solid cone 5, a hot cone 5 with even top, even bottom. Very, very happy. I can tell you that I have not been disappointed with this L&L kiln. I love it so much. So what shelves are better to buy, half or whole, Sharon? That's a very good question. For me, if I had to lean down into this kiln and pull out whole shelves, it would hurt me. It's too hard for me to take a whole big shelf and maneuver it down and out every time. Now I have one whole shelf on my very bottom. That's on the bottom, and then I have half shelves. And I do have a class on loading and firing your kiln. I have one on firing a bisque and firing a glaze kiln. And I talk about the shelves in that class in detail. So if you want more information, you can check that class out. Now, I usually just keep these to write down even firing top, even firing bottom. And then I don't really keep them. I don't need them unless you just have lots of room in your studio and you want to have them for sculptural fun, I guess, right? Okay. So that wall, when I made that wall vase, well, when I made the bookend vase, I made a wall vase. I know. The kiln is so good. Yay for triple, I know. So this kiln has three thermocouples in it. Triple thermocouples. So that measures the heat in 3 different zones, you could say, and it really lets you know what's going on. I could have put a 3rd cone pack in if I wanted to. I don't need to. I think 2 is enough. So here's Spearmint and Lake Blue. Oh, by the way, Clayscapes Pottery is going to be making my spearmint glaze and selling it come January. Yeah, I need a studio helper, but it would be difficult because you're in Washington. I know that's always the downside, but I love these because look, this is what I say to people who are like, oh, I love your work and I'd love to buy something, but I'm all out of shelf space, so I can't buy your pottery. And then I'm like, ha, this hangs on the wall. You have no excuses. Now you can buy my pottery. Right? So this is a great wall vase, and I often have them hanging when I'm working. I keep brushes, tools, all kinds of things in them. You can make them wide and short. You can make them tall and skinny. I show you how to throw them and attach the back and everything. So that's the wall vase. It'd be a great planter too. I think I did a planter version in the class, possibly, with a bowl. Half shelves let you accommodate pieces of different sizes. Exactly, I didn't even mention that. Half shelves you can stack at various heights, so you can get more pieces in. If you're doing a lot of big platters, so here's the thing. Let me just show how fabulous this glaze is. If you're doing a lot of great big platters and stuff, you want to get a kiln that will accommodate that. This kiln, as great as it is only about 23 inches across. So I'm not really going to be getting platters bigger than that. If I'm making oval 30-inch platters, I need a different kiln. They make oval kilns. They make bigger kilns. So I would suggest you get a kiln that's maybe not 3 rings high, but 2 rings high. That's a big oval. If you're doing a lot of big platters, then that way you can put your whole shelves in, right? So if they make them for ovals, I don't use ovals, so I'm not an expert on that. But that's always an option, right? So this is my spearmint glaze on, this is Laguna 60, it's their speckle. I love the speckles. Speckle, 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 speckle. And I dipped it like this in the bucket. So this is a dipped glaze. You dip it to here, boop, you can actually see the line, right? Dip it to there, and then turn it over, and when it's dried enough that I can hold it carefully, I dipped it again in my lake blue. Right there, you see the line where they come over, right? And this is what we get. I love dividing my casseroles up into different sections of color like this. It's a color block casserole. So this is a loaf pan actually, and I show how to throw this because I want to teach you guys all these things, right? And we talk about using pottery in the oven and everything, and I also have a hand-built version because, you know, not everybody throws on the wheel. Some of us hand-build. So that's the casserole. Also, you could bake a casserole, and that would be fine. So there's only a couple more pieces. That's it. This is the bowl for my youngest daughter, for her holiday present. And this is, I have to look, this is 3 coats of deep sea from Amoco. And on top is 3 coats of seaweed. So that's the seaweed on the deep sea. Now let's compare this. I really want to compare this to the other one that I do a lot, Storm and Arctic. Yeah, Laguna 60 is the clay body on that casserole dish. So here's the difference. This is Amoco Storm, 3 coats with Arctic blue on top. So if you want a deep blue with more blues, this is what you go for. This is Amoco Deep Sea. It's a little lighter of a blue, a little greener maybe, and on top is seaweed. So if you want a seaweedy finish, then you want something more oceany. I think this is a little more oceany, and this is more like, I just think of cool blue, right? So that's the 2 blue combos that I did in this firing. And they're similar, but there are subtleties that definitely set them apart from each other. That's a good edge, I agree. We have 2 things left. Well, so, you know my altered planter class that I filmed, I talked a bit about making a low version. So we made a little low one. So this is a succulent planter. It's got a hole in it. The glazes are ones I've never used before. And they are, and I didn't know if I like them. I still am not sure. We will see. This is cacao matte Sashino, and on top is Art Deco Green. So that's on the rim. Interesting how the Art Deco Green looks here on this compared to, let's grab the Art Deco Green on this mug, on the Aqua. So Art Deco Green on top of Aqua is this mug right here. Art Deco Green on top of the cacao matte Shino. Look at the difference. What a difference the glaze under makes, right? What a difference a glaze makes. It really does. Same top glaze, just different bottom glazes. So this is a planter for succulents, and it is, I think, going to look great with succulents in it, but I wouldn't do a mug with this. The one I quickly dismissed so you can learn what happened, it looked obsidian. So yeah. This right here we can talk about. What is this? This is obsidian from Amoco, 3 coats brushed on. Then I dipped it in my chun. My chun and Amoco are not the best of friends. If I had used Clayscapes Potteries Pitch Black, my chun would have sung to the mountains, but it doesn't really like the Amoco obsidian. And so I dipped it in. Now my chun was a little thinner than normal, so there's nothing really to talk about. We can learn about it more. I mean, it's really good actually if you use my chun and Amoco obsidian. Don't put them together. What's better? Smoky Merlot and Seaweed on obsidian, which I might brush on and refire, because you can refire. So there we have it. That's the kiln opening, right? Woo, wasn't that an awesome kiln opening? So many good pots. These are, well, I have another favorite, but I only have 2 hands, so I can't hold all of the mugs. Clayscapes Amber Celadon with cream on top. I don't know if you could really see the details in the kiln opening at how amazing this is on texture. This combination is so good. And then this right here, so this is a dip and pour glaze right here. Oh, look at that inside. Yummy. And then this one right here is a brush on glaze. So if you're a brush on glaze person, you could use this one. This is the Aqua Celadon from Amoco. And then on top is Art Deco Green, 3 coats of each, mind you. So do your base coat, 3 all the way, and then do the Art Deco Green 3 coats on the top. So that's this one. So there you have it. And there was a lot of good stuff in here. Remember, you really want to keep a journal. You want to keep a notebook. Oh my gosh, how can we not talk about this though? Look, this is that ironstone with toasted sage. This alone is, oh wait, oh yeah, look at that. So nice. 3 coats of each again. So these right here is also an Amoco. And I would not remember what the glaze was if I hadn't kept my notes. So keep notes. That's my big takeaway from this, is keep notes so you know what you're doing. Because if you don't keep notes, here's the thing. When you're glazing, you're like, oh, remember, I know what that glaze is. And then you unload your kiln and you have like 10 test glazes. And you're like, oh, what is this? You don't remember? I don't remember. But guess what? It's in the book. The book knows. So I can just refer here. And what I do is I make notes. Southwestern mug with lots of volume. I also had some Southwestern mugs that didn't have volume. So I just make little notes. You could also, if you wanted to, stamp your pieces with a number. And if you do that, you know, start at 1 and then work your way up to whatever number pots you make in a year. But you can just use that reference number so that you can keep track of it. I used to do numbers on pots. I don't anymore. I just write down a good description, and I know, here's the thing. There's no way that I'm gonna pull this mug out and this mug out and think this is amber with cream and this is aqua. I know this is amber. There's a little common sense, right? We know that. Because they're very similar mugs, just different glazes. Okay, so that's what I have. If you want more awesomeness about glazing or making pottery, go check out tv.clayshare.com. That is my website. That's me. I have over 250 classes on there, thousands of hours of video and instruction, lots of great things going on over there. So check that out. And until next time, keep making some fabulous pots, everybody. Bye.